Hey guys, Raw Motivations here. Wanted to jump in and talk to you guys for a couple of minutes about this. And the tagline that I put on this video is normal relationship rules don't apply. And that's how it is with narcissism. And a lot of times people come into a narcissistic relationship thinking that it's a normal relationship, right? I mean, they come in, they are feeling loved, they're feeling valued, they're feeling like put up on a pedestal even of like, hey, this person really loves, cares, and appreciates about me, when in reality, that's not the case. In reality, that's far from the truth of what's actually going on. So a lot of times people try to fix the relationship with normal relationship ideas and thoughts and processes to be able to get someone back to a healthy relationship. You see, in the beginning stages of a relationship, you're getting infatuated, you're starting to fall in love, you're starting to interact with a person that you think loves you. And this is the aspect of love bombing, where the narcissist will shower you with gifts, will shower you with affection, will shower you with praise, like all these different things to be able to build you up. So as they take it away, you keep coming back for more. You keep wanting more. You keep wanting that interaction more and more and more. And as a result, they've got you on the hook. They've got you as a supply. They've got you as a long-term source of you coming back to them for validation and for love. That continues through the love bombing stage. Even at the beginning stages of the relationship, you might think that a narcissist has empathy. A lot of times a narcissist will either fake empathy completely, or they'll try to share something about their past, maybe a past trauma or hurt or something like vulnerable. And as a result, a lot of times people will mistake this as being an idea of empathy. When in reality, it's not empathy, it's just them sharing something in order to manipulate, in order to gaslight you, in order to lie to you, to get you to the place where you think, hey, this person is invested in me and is invested in our relationship. When in reality, they're not. So as the relationship progresses and you get through the love bombing and you start to get into the devaluation and the discard phase, where they're starting to come at you, they're starting to rage, they're starting to be angry, they're starting to attack you. There's different aspects along this that you start thinking like, hey, maybe I need to work on the relationship in a normal way. Now, it's not a thought that you think of. It's just in the back of your head of like, hey, relationship, I need to do X, Y, and Z to be able to help the relationship. Oftentimes, people are like, hey, it's 50-50, so I must be doing something wrong. So I start looking to see, what am I saying wrong? How am I acting wrong? What am I doing that's triggering this other person? And so people will go through this whole giant set of hoops and jumps to try to figure out what they're doing wrong, to try to fix it for their side of the narcissist equation. As a result, nothing really happens. The abuse gets worse, the trauma gets worse, the gaslighting, the lying, everything gets worse because the narcissist doesn't care. They're still trying to just be able to manipulate and get that other person to give them supply. So as a result, it just continues. It doesn't fix it. So then people start thinking like, okay, maybe we just need to communicate more. So they start communicating more. They start talking about their feelings, how the person's coming across. And all they're met with is anger, with the other person raging out at them, with devaluation, like shaming them, like saying like how awful, saying how their feelings are an inconvenience, saying how their emotions are an inconvenience, and all these different things that the narcissist will put up against the wall and throw darts at, saying like, hey, you are an awful person because of this, and you shouldn't be doing this, and this is why I could have left you, but I chose to stay, and all this type of stuff. They start messing with your mind more and more and more, while all at the same time, the other person is sitting there being like, I thought this was what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to communicate. I was supposed to engage more. I was supposed to develop an emotional connection with this other person, not realizing that the other person is not about that. Other times people will go to counseling. They'll be like, hey, I really think we need to read a marriage book. We need to, do a course together. We need to go to counseling together as a couple to work on our relationship. And so they go into these counseling sessions, into these therapy sessions, thinking that it's going to help. In reality, all it does is it becomes ammo for the narcissist to turn on the other person and use words and use phrases and use thoughts that the counselor or the therapist has said in a session to be able to come back at the other person and say, see, you're the reason why I'm this way. You made me this way. It's because of you doing this, this, and this, And it starts that cycle, because then the other person thinks, oh, maybe it is me. Now I need to go back and start changing all these things. That's not working. Maybe I need to communicate more. That's not working. Maybe we need to get into counseling. And it just keeps going, cycling back and forth. This is why if you're on here, if you're listening on podcasts, if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you are, like, hear this loud and clear. Please, please do not go to counseling together with a narcissist. It's going to backfire. It's going to hurt. It's going to show you very, very quickly how narcissistic they are. As soon as you walk out of that office, as soon as you're driving home, as soon as you get home, any of those scenarios, you'll start to see the rage come out. You'll start to see the anger come out. You'll start to see the blame shifting, the manipulation, the gaslighting. That'll all come back to the single one point that you're the reason. That you're the reason why they are the way they are. And that every single thing that they've done, every cheating, every lying, every manipulation, everything that they've done tracks back to being your fault and your responsibility. That is what will happen with going to counseling with a narcissist, because it's about them, and it's about what they want to do, about that they want to accomplish, and they will manipulate and they will try to control every single aspect, from the therapist to your reactions to going home. They'll try to control that. So please don't go to therapy with a narcissist. It's not going to help. So like I said at the beginning, normal relationship rules don't apply, because with a narcissist, there are no rules. Remember, those boundaries are something that they are up there to break. They are up there to step across those boundaries, to step across those rules, to step across the regular decorum of how a person is supposed to act, how a person is supposed to live, how a person is supposed to be with another partner. And as a result, everything's on the table. So they'll lie. They'll manipulate, they'll abuse, they'll cheat, they'll do anything and everything to protect their image, to be the best person in the room, and to protect their ego, to be the person that they falsely believe that they are, to keep that false reality alive. So remember this, when you're in a narcissistic relationship, when you're getting out of a narcissistic relationship, normal relationship rules do not apply. They don't apply to the narcissist. They don't apply to the relationship. And if you try to apply normal relationship rules along lines of both people want to work on it. The narcissist doesn't want to work on it. If they did, they'd start being honest. If they did, they'd stop cheating. If they did, they'd stop lying. If they did, they'd stop manipulating and gaslighting. But they don't. That's why those normal things do not apply in a narcissistic relationship. Hey, if you like what you see here or what you hear, whether it's on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, give me some ratings on there. YouTube, please subscribe. Would love to hear more. Feel free to leave comments, any questions. I try to answer those as best I can. Would love to hear from you guys. And I'm just on here trying to bring awareness, hope, growth, healing, and change to people out there. Like, that's really what I'm on here to do. I work with people that have narcissism or narcissistic tendencies, and I work with them to try to stop the lies, to get into therapy, to work to be a better person. And I also work with people who are victims of narcissistic abuse, trying to help provide closure, trying to help work through different things that they're going through to understand, hey, the facts of the situation is the person didn't love you, they used and abused you. Let's focus on those so you can get healing and so you can start learning and growing to be the person that you need to be as well. If you like what you see, follow, subscribe, whatever. Thank you guys so much.